back to Eat Schmitt. As you can see, we have a totally different background. Things look a little bit different. It's been several months since I have uploaded, filmed, or done anything with my channel. I have zero excuses for that. So today I'm going to be making a beef stew. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to start off with 3 pounds of roast beef, chuck roast. There we go, chuck roast. This one had already come pre-chopped. So what I'm gonna do is I'm going to season this well with salt and pepper. I have my oven already started at 325. This is going to take at least 2 hours, if not longer. Also, we're going to be doing this in batches. Just like we did with the pork sambal recipe, we're going to be cooking this. I'm not gonna put all of this in the pan and crowd the pan because you're not gonna get the crispiness. You need that air to get in there, you need its own space. And when you put all of this cold meat into a pan, it takes the temperature of the pan down with it. We're gonna do 4 large carrots. These are kind of on the smaller side. So I might do 6 of these. Is that too much carrot? No. Is it? All right, so these are going to be cut in 1-inch chunks, and we're gonna do it on the diagonal because we're gonna be pretty. All right, and the recipe calls for 2 medium-sized onions. I have 4 small onions, so I think I might just do 3 small onions. I believe because this stew is going to take so long to cook that when you have a bigger cut on your vegetables, especially ones that will get very soft, the bigger the cut, the more sturdy they'll stay throughout the braising time. We're done. 7 cloves of garlic crushed and peeled. Listen, we're going through a little bit of a pandemic right now, so my garlic is sprouting. I'm fairly confident that when you have green garlic like this and it's sprouting, I think it gives you some GI issues. I could be wrong when I say that. I might take this part out. So smash and peel, right? You have your garlic clove. You're gonna take your edge of your knife, the palm of your hand, smash the shit out of it. I think we've talked about this before. Act like it's your ex-boyfriend. Go here, smash the shit out of it. Also, if you're not hip to it yet, this is something Rachel Ray taught me, is have a garbage thing, like a garbage bowl while you're cooking. It helps keep your mise en place straight and orderly, even though that's kind of what mise en place means. I do not have boiling potatoes. Again, we are under quarantine, so I'm using what I have. I'm gonna use these red skin potatoes. I'm gonna use bacon instead of oil. I'm gonna use a bit at a time because I'm doing the batches of meat in 3 sections. I'm also gonna do the bacon in 3 sections. So put the bacon in, let it render. I don't know. Let's try it. See how it goes. You could use, if you had bacon fat already, so say you make bacon in the morning, you save your bacon fat to cook other things. You could just use the bacon fat instead of what I'm doing, but now we'll have little bits of bacon throughout the beef stew, and who would ever be mad about that? Don't touch it. Leave it alone. Yeah, boy. Okay, so as I'm going, I'm realizing that maybe I should put all of the bacon in first, taking the bacon out, then put the meat in bit by bit. Just because having the bacon in there right now isn't really doing too much other than just kind of sticking to the bottom of the pan.
Really? Yeah. The big ass.
We party. Hashtag not sponsored. Alright, what I'm doing right now is what you don't want to do. I keep touching it because I'm impatient. Cooking is about being patient. Or that, I mean, you know, everything in life is about being patient, but especially cooking. Leave it alone, Jillian. Stop touching it. Okay, so I just added the onions and the garlic, and what I did was I added about 2 tablespoons of balsamic vinegar, and what that did was it knocked up some of those brown bits from browning the meat off the bottom of the dish, and it incorporated all those crispy bits into the garlic and the onion. Now I've added just the tomato paste into it. It calls for about 1.5 tablespoons. I'm using a tube of double concentrate, so I'm going to use about 3/4 of a tablespoon. All right, so I've just added the meat back into the pan with all of the juice that's happening. My dog's barking. And I'm going to sprinkle it with about 1/4 cup of flour. I just added 2 cups of beef broth, and we're going to add about 2 cups of red wine. So 2 cups of beef broth, 2 cups of red wine. Now is the time to add your bay leaf, which I don't have a bay leaf because I'm a dum-dum. We're gonna add the thyme and the sugar now though. And then once that comes to a boil, we're gonna put it in the oven. You have to taste along the way. So what I'm tasting for it is to make sure that it has the right balance. Right now I do know that there is 2 cups of wine that have not cooked the alcohol off yet, so it's gonna be a little bitter, maybe a little, has like the heat from the alcohol. But what we're gonna do is we're gonna bring this to a boil. We're gonna put this into the oven for 2 hours to braise. Then after that 2-hour mark, I'm gonna add the potatoes and the carrots. Then I'm gonna put it back in the oven for another hour. So that's 3 hours from now. We're looking at a meal at like 11 o'clock at night. I did not think this through. Here we go. I cut it a little bit short because I'm so tired. I'm so tired, I'm so hungry, I just want it to be over with, so I added the potatoes and the carrots, you can tell I'm tired, a little bit earlier than I would have to speed up the cooking time a little bit. So, with that being said, ooh, wow. I'm gonna chop up some parsley from our garden. There we go. Late night beef stew.